G'day, that safety guy here. I've been doing this long enough that why does stuff not surprise me? Why am I never surprised with, well, the guy said I could do it? So, case in point, second story or two-story stairwell, and there's a painter of all people. Can't figure out why I gave him leadership, why I mentored him on the fact that he's got a 2x6 plank spanned over the stairwell, sitting on the top rail of a guardrail and all the way over onto this windowsill. And it's a 2x6. Well, what do you mean I can't use this? The builder's supposed to give me a platform. Really? No, I'm almost positive that in Ontario's regs, in section 125, I believe, if a worker cannot work from the ground, the employer shall provide a scaffold or bosun's chair, or, access point. Yeah, well, I'm not an employer. I am a piece worker. Oh, well, again, you need to be educated because, in fact, as a piece worker, you are legally an employer. If you pay more than one person, if you pay somebody, if you're being paid to be there, you're the employer. So the employer shall ensure. There are some builders, constructors, if you will, for Ontario terminology, that go out of their way to provide legal or legislated or compliant work platforms. It's highly unlikely, though. When you come in as a piece worker or an employer, you should come in with a quote, and part of that quote would be to work safely. Part of that quote would have to entail scaffolding or the ability to build a legal platform. So an Ontario legal platform, it's got to be at least 18 inches wide. All right, 2x6 is not 18 inches wide. In fact, 2x6 this way has zero strength. Most of their engineering is for it to be sitting this way. It's actually not the constructor's responsibility to provide. It's actually not the builder's responsibility to provide. Well, I didn't know that. I'm really tired of hearing that. Well, how am I supposed to paint it? I said, well, you know what? At the end of the day, you're supposed to be able to bring some kind of platform, right, to do this job. A carpenter comes to work with all his tools: drills, hammers, nails, hard hat, boots. Right? Even roofers come to work prepared to work. Fall protection, lanyards, hard hats, gloves, boots. HVAC guys, everybody comes prepared except for apparently painters. Painters can wear Crocs. Painters can wear. They don't have to wear hard hats. I don't know where it says that in the law. In fact, I don't know where it says that at all, and I don't know where it says in the law that piece workers are above the law. I don't know where it says in the law that piece workers don't have to follow the law. I don't know where it says in your contract that piece workers don't have to do anything extra other than put paint on a wall. All right, so no, it's actually not the constructor's responsibility. It's the constructor's responsibility to ensure that the employer does his job. And the employer being you, that piece worker, you, that painter. You're also a worker at the end of the day. And a worker, I have to point out, you have the right to refuse, the right to know, and the right to participate. You also have the, you're required to point out any hazards. Now, you not being able to paint the wall, other than standing on a 2x6, is not a hazard that you can point out to the constructor. What you have to do is say, okay, I need to build some kind of a work platform. This is what I'm going to do. Here's my engineered drawings that have been stamped by an engineer. Or here's my engineered piece of equipment that has been okayed by an engineer or has been engineered for this, and this is what I'm going to do. Not put a 2x6 on the top rail of a guardrail that's been nailed together and then on a windowsill. Come on, really? Seriously. Every day there's always something new. Every day I think I see it all. And then somebody pulls a stunt like this. I don't know if it's ignorance. I don't know if it's, well, I haven't been caught before, because there's another excuse. Well, I've been doing it for 20 years, I've never been caught before, or since when did they start enforcing that? It's your responsibility as a worker. It's your responsibility as a piece worker. It's your responsibility as an employer to understand the act and regulations for construction. It is. It's your responsibility to understand, in the States, OSHA. It's your requirement. Not me to teach you. Not the builder to teach you. You're supposed to know. If you have a driver's license, you know how to drive. You know the law. And you know what happens when you break the law? You get a ticket, you get in an accident, you get dead. It's the same thing if you decide to pull a move where you're standing on a 2x6 across a two-story, stairwell, because the chances of that going south are pretty good, and it's not going to be something you're going to walk away from. All right, so understand your rights, understand your responsibilities, and understand that just because you're a piece worker, you are actually, in Ontario, you are legally an employer, all right? And you have that responsibility, okay, to provide for yourself a proper platform. It's that simple, okay? It's not the builder's problem. It's not the builder's responsibility. It's yours.